Okay, we're going to move on and see if we can do some modifications here. Look at this thing here. We're going to drop that down to about, it's the 30mm gap, but we're going to only drop it down to 20. There's, basically it's a workaround for when we do our structural floor plan. If they're touching, we will have problems putting a thicker line around the outside of our floor plan. So it's just a workaround to just not let it touch, and we'll go only 20 down. But we can actually drop it down. If we click on this thing on the wall here, we can only drop everything down. All right, we don't want to drop the internal leaf, so we're going to have to modify the wall construction to actually do that. And the timer didn't start. Okay, so let's go and look at that. Let me just go to the ground floor plan first and just show you something else that I missed earlier under the VV or VG, whatever you want to type in. Okay, if we look at the wall details, the walls, for example, let's go down to wall, and I click on this line here. I get all these buttons coming up. All right, so here we have the projection surfaces. And over here we have the cut lines. Basically on the floor plan we'll be looking at the cut area here. So if we click on here, the lines, for example, we can do overrides here as well if we wanted to. By default it comes in as is, but you can actually change it. And those defaults are kept somewhere else. But for example, if I wanted my walls to be pink, I can go there, and I'll go OK, and I can change that. And I can also, what else can I do here? Change the line weight from whatever the default is. All right. So if I go OK, and also the pattern. Okay. So we can have it dashed if we wanted to. So we'll look at that and see what happens. OK that, and OK that. So this is what I get. All right. So that's where you can control those sort of things as well. I'll undo that, and I go to my VV again. I go to WA walls. What else do we have here? We can make it half tone, so we could do that as well. So we can make it a bit grey, instead of solid black. So that's a couple of things there. All right, now I'll get back into the bit that we're meant to be doing, which is actually modifying the wall construction. All right, so how do we do that? Basically, we'll highlight one of these walls. And by the way, if I want to create, this is a little shortcut for you. If I want to create another wall like this one, I can just right click on this, all right, and I can put in create similar, or I can type in CS. So I can click on there and go CS, and I'm immediately ready in theory to start. Except I'm drawing somewhere where we can't see, so I'll just undo that. But I can go, there we go, right click, create similar, should be able to hopefully in here. I'm not sure why that's doing that, so I'll leave it for now. But I think it's the depth, we're not doing height. I didn't really look at that, but it would have been alright otherwise. So there you go, that's the depth, a common mistake. Okay, so let's go and get rid of that, delete. Alright, so let's, I want to click on here, and I want to modify this thing. So I'll go edit type, edit structure, and over here we've got a little preview button in the bottom left. Click that. We must have this in the section like that. Alright, now I'm presented with this button here. So if I modify, and I'm able to zoom in here like that. You can't pan or anything like you normally can in here, so you have to use these things to go up and down. Alright, so what I want to do is click on this line here and click the lock to unlock it, and then click on this line and click the lock to unlock it. Alright, so that's that. So now it's unlocked up, I'm able to modify that independently of the whole wall. I'll do the same thing at the top because I'm envisaging later on, and I'll just zoom this out, I'm going to have to drop the external leaf down because of the roof slope. So these will not end up being the same height. So I want to have that flexibility ready for me. So I'll unlock the cavity as well, and we'll go OK. And now I should be able to, well, if I go OK again, I should be able to go to my section, for example. I'll escape that, go to my section, and I should be able to go here and click on this, and now I get two arrows, and I'm able to move this bit independently of the other bits. Okay, so but I have worked out some numbers for you, so you can just put the numbers in here as well, so you can do it through here. So what I want to do is, because I want to do all the walls, I don't want to do just two ends of them, I don't want to just pick this and the other, I want to just do the whole lot. So what I want to do is go to ground floor and do them all at once. I go here, highlight it, tab, picks up the whole lot, and you click with the left, and now it picks it all up. Now I'm looking at the properties of the walls, alright? So now I can go into the base extension, which is this one here, and change it to -20, so you can lower the bottom part of it. And we've got to go to the top extension, okay, this one here, and make that -110. Alright, so that's just the number I figured out for you. If I go apply, that'll fix that up. Okay, and so, yep, where is that? Gotcha. So if we go to the ground, I just take that off now, so I'll just escape that. If we go to the section, for example, we see that that's lowered there, 20 millimeters, and that's lowered up there as well. Okay, so that will set that up for us. We'll do the roof in a minute as well. Okay, so where else have we got? If I click on here now, just something to note. See that little dot there? I've just highlighted the concrete, just a bit of background stuff, but that dot is there, which means analytically, this has got to do with engineering calculations, basically, that footing is actually up on the level, an integral part of this. It's just been dropped there, but analytically its insertion point is at that level, right? And we just lowered it a bit later. So that's something to just remember for now. Alright, so that's that, put it in the back of your mind. Now, we want to move on with that, and we want to add a roof. Okay, let's do the roof. Okay, go down to the ground floor. So, we really should be on the level 1 to do the roof, because that's where it's going to sit. So, you can't do it on the ground floor, but then it's going to say to you, you sure you want to do it on the ground floor? And then just pick, no, I want to do it on level 1, which is actually your ceiling level. Alright, so let's do that. Let's go to roof, under architecture, roof, click that. Okay, so it comes up with a standard roof there. We want to modify that and create our own roof. Okay, what are we going to call it? We'll call it generic 180. So let's go edit, duplicate that, generic 180 millimeters. That will do. So it's not going to be that thick as such. We edit the structure, and following instructions on page 11, we're going to add a whole lot of stuff in there. Alright, so let's go with that. This one here for a start is 180. Now all we're doing is basically putting the thickness there, and just so it looks like a nice roof architecturally, but the engineer later on will add all the beams that are required to go in there. Alright, so this is a bit of a foundation for the engineer for now, and for looks. So what we can do here is insert a layer. What they call a layer is a roof layer, a literal roof layer, not the layers they used to in AutoCAD. Okay, so we're able to move these layers up and down. The core is going to be where the structure 1 is, and we want to move this first layer is going to be a vapor layer, and that's generally 0 thickness. So we want to change that to be membrane layer. Alright, and we want to move it up as well, so it's going to be outside, so it's above. Our main beams are, hang on, sorry, I stuffed it up. It should be 90, not 180. 90. Our main beams are going to be 90, and then there's going to be a membrane for, condensation and things like that. And then we're going to put another lot of structure, which might be like a purlins. Okay, so we're going to do a new structure, insert that there, go up above the membrane, and that structure is going to be structure, what's that going to be, 1 probably. and that's going to be timber. So we'll just change the size. Yeah, we'll do the category. We'll call it timber. Okay, so back here again, so type in timber. Hopefully we'll come up with something. There it is. And go OK, and go 90. And go with this. Okay, all right. Okay, so then we go up to another one. We're going to do another membrane. Insert, move up. We'll call this one membrane layer, and category is going to be roof EP. So category, okay, roof, this one here, it's just a membrane, yep, this one here, and go OK, that goes there. That's going to be 0 millimeters, and then just put in the corrugated iron on top, and that's going to be a finish 4, insert finish 4, so there's different types of finishes, and they have some sort of hierarchical order as well. So let's go with that one then being 20 millimeters, and that's going to be a metal, so the category is going to be metal, so we'll type in metal. Okay, racing against time, metal, there we go, tick that, go OK. So there it is. So that's ready to go in theory. Oh no, we're in trouble, hold on. What does it say? 20, 70, 80, okay, that's so good there. I go OK. Okay, row 2, layer function properties cannot ascend from the core to finish face. Row 3, non-membrane layers should be thickness of 1.6. We always get this when we're demonstrating. I'll have a look at that and sort it out in a minute. Okay, so I'm not sure why that's doing that, but we've got all the right stuff in there. We've got that category membrane here should be, that one there should be one problem. It should be a vapor. Okay. Vapor. Did I put 70? Okay. Okay, vapor. Okay, okay, that. Did I put 90? Oh, I didn't put anything there. Yeah, it should be. Oh, that should be 0. You're right. And that should be 70. Okay, we're right now, I think. Just those numbers were wrong, I think. Oh, amazing. When you put the right numbers in, it works. Okay. Done. Thanks for that, Brett. And we'll OK that. So basically now all we've got to do is continue with that. Make sure this thing here is set to 760. And define slope. Extend to core is very important. Hang around here and tab and click there and go finish. And just to see what you've got, you can just quickly go to 3D. And this is what we've got. Now what we want to do over here is change this. This is not in the instructions. Highlight it, edit footprint. Go here on the line and change this so it does not define a slope. So we get a gabled end. Something happening with the wall there I drew earlier, so don't worry about that. So let's go, that's okay. And then we've got to go over here on this line to change this to 22.5 and go through and do all of those to 22.5. And so another one, click on here, 22.5, and then just click that. And then all we do is highlight this wall here and say attach this one here to this roof, and that should go up there, and that's finished. That's basically your roof. That is not actually there. Okay, so there you go. That's your roof. I'll finish that there.